Hey, what's going on YouTube? Today we're going to talk about redemption. So, Merriam-Webster would define redemption as the act of making something better or more acceptable, or the act of saving people from sin and evil. So, for our purposes, both definitions will work quite well. So, redemption. We want to focus on, is it worth it, right? I mean, if you're already doing what you're doing, right, and you've dug yourself this hole and you've already hurt the people you love, the question is, well, why not just keep going? Why not just keep on going in that path, right? And I mean, that's a valid question. But what we find is, there's a saying out there that's called, hell is a bottomless pit. And if you want to keep doing what you're doing, things will always get worse. Okay? And it may not necessarily be for you, but it certainly will be for the ones that you love. Okay? And so we have to really think about the way we frame the world around us. And I would argue that probably some of the most important things that we can do as far as a framing for the world the way we look at it would be from this perspective of people we love, right? That's probably the most important thing. And you might say, well, I mean, that's nice, YouTube guy, but I don't have anybody I love. Well, this still involves you, okay? Because what we're talking about is the idea of framing good, okay? It's a very useful concept. And for Christians, God is literally the concept of good, okay? So I'm trying to create this in a Christian inspired secular way to where it can help people who are not necessarily involved with Christianity or don't even like Christianity. But look, Christianity is about saving people and redeeming people and making things better. Okay, regardless of of maybe an uncle that hurt your feelings, or teachers or whatever. I mean, bad people are going to find reasons and justify those reasons with any kind of ideology. Whether it's Christianity or, I mean, there's bad Buddhists out there, bad people will find a way to hurt you. And so Christianity is about redeeming. It's about getting you on the path to the best possible good. Okay, while the best possible good may not actually be attainable, but you have to be able to visualize it. You have to be able to conceptualize, the best possible good. And I like to use this this analogy is, sailors, they sail by the stars, back in the olden days. And it's not like they were actually trying to get to the star on a boat, but they used those stars, those impossible goals to get to, as fixed points to get to where they needed to be. And so that's how important this is because it's going to determine exactly where you're going to go in life and how you're going to get there. Now, if your goal at what you're aiming at is going to be, let's say, I want a new car or I want a new pair of shoes, then that's going to be dramatically, ineffective whenever you are moving forward in life. That's why you need a selfless goal. Because again, that pair of shoes, that's just about you, right? And you may be asking, well, why not let it be about me? Well, because again, if we are searching for something that is good, okay, we need to act in a way that we would want to surround ourselves with people that act the same way, right? if you are selfless, and then you surround yourself with selfless people, okay, who want to help and want to legitimately do good for, others, especially their the people that are close to them, then that's going to be a blessing to you. Okay, that's going to be a good thing that's going to happen to you as well. But you will in turn be able to return that. You know, there are some problems with the way we are taught. We're not really taught morality and ethics anymore in schools, right? We're mainly just taught, the substance of life, of, like what things are and everything like that. And we're not really taught about concepts of like good and evil and how we um, interact with people. Those concepts are not really, they're not really present in our day-to-day lives. I mean, you may have parents that are just interested in their own thing and just, they're like, hey, you do you, you know, and you may not have had any parents at all. And it requires this reframing of the way we look at the world. And so we need to work on reframing the way that we move forward, because you know if we're at this channel right now and we've hurt the ones we love, it's very obvious. Okay, because again, this is the reference point, is okay, I hurt people I love, and how do I move forward from here? There's got to be a better way, right? Well, the first way is to reframe the way you look at the world, because it's obvious that you were at the center of your world, right? I mean, you may be living a lie, right? You may be, you know, living this lie, leaning into your own understanding and saying, you know what, I've got this, maybe I can take a hit of this substance, or maybe I can take this, maybe I can have this beer, or maybe I can have a shot, maybe I can smoke this, or maybe I can flirt with this lady or guy, and you can't, right? Because again, you're making it about you at that point. Okay, it's what can you do to get the most out of that moment, and that requires a drastic reframing of it, because you've basically centered yourself around the concept of pride. And the Bible, is a really good resource for this, because it actually encourages a negative self view of human beings, which is, it's really counterintuitive, because if you look at it from a secular perspective, most of everybody tells you to have a positive perspective about yourself. Think positive about yourself. People are basically good. And then what that does is we have a horrible sense about ourselves and our circumstances, because guess what? If people are basically good, good things aren't happening around me. So what's up? Because what am I doing wrong, or why is everybody doing wrong? And so people get really pessimistic and upset. But if you look at it from a Christian point of view, where it's like, okay, people are just deeply evil, okay, and we can really do no good apart from God. Well, then all of a sudden you start seeing blessing everywhere, because and it changes your worldview, and you get very positive, because it's like, well, when negative happens to you, you're like, well, of course we we're all evil and wicked. Of course it would happen to me, and that doesn't surprise you. You you actually are able to really appreciate the good things. You're able to count your blessings and then start the day with an attitude of gratitude, right? And so that's just a small step that you can do to move forward on your path to redemption. It's a changing of the mindset of it being about you to being about others, right? I mean, because let's face facts. I mean, if you hurt somebody you love, okay, or if you're just not doing as well as you think you should be doing, I mean, that's really where it comes from. It comes from this perspective that we have, and it needs to change. So sit there and try and visualize, the best possible good, and understand, your baser self is not a good person. It's not. It just simply isn't. I mean, how many times have you heard somebody, talking smack and you just wanted to hit them, right? I mean, that's not a good reaction. How many times have you lost your temper? I mean, you hurt the ones you love, right? Take encouragement and realize, like, okay, hey, I'm not good, okay, but I can identify that, and I can account for it now. I mean, part of the problem with pride is that it's like, no, I have all this. No, you don't, because again, you're here, right? We don't have this. We need to move forward with accountability. We need to have, people that are like minded, that want to do better and do better for the people around them, the people they love the most. And then they want to surround themselves with people that'll hold them accountable. And so that's basically all I have to say, as far as with, the mindset that you need to move forward with, where we sit there and we adopt this mindset with an attitude of gratitude, understanding that, hey, at our cores, we really are kind of wicked. We have wicked desires. We're tempted. I mean, if we see somebody attractive, we look. I mean, this world tells us, like, oh yeah, you just check somebody out, and you have no idea how that's making your spouse feel. And you can say, well, I'm not a prude, and it's like, well, okay, that's fine, but what's more attractive? Seeing a spouse, checking out another person, or understanding that that spouse is completely devoted to you. I mean, that is, in my opinion, far more attractive. And it's these little things that you can use to kind of troubleshoot why you're in this point in your life where you're at. So I'd encourage you to sit there and think about, where in your life have you made it about you, right? And where in your life could you, you know, improve and make it about other people, and be more selfless, like, sitting there and identifying, areas where, you could do better. So that's just my 2 cents. Um, I would love to know what you guys think. If you like the video, I would appreciate a like. And if you want to hear more, you can hit subscribe. And I would really appreciate a comment. I'll try to read as many as I can. And yeah, maybe let me know what you guys want to see next. And also let me know about how you can sit there and change your perspective, how you can change, what you're doing, how you think about things. Maybe think about this mindset that you have and how it led you to where you're at, and what you can do to change it, because you have no idea. Maybe there's somebody in the comment section right now that needs to hear what you're saying. I might even need to hear it. So I'd appreciate if you guys would just leave a comment. So, all right, have a good one.